Hey, Larry Berman here, and we're looking at my radar again this week. Markets are getting very exciting. So here we have the S&P, very late in the day, couple minutes left in trading, looking to retest those lows. And as we zoom out and look at the last month, we're getting very close to the January extreme lows. So we think in the context of Russia, Ukraine, and the uncertainty around that, those levels should be not only tested but broken if there's an outbreak of war in the next week or so. And if there isn't, we'll test them and we'll probably hold. But the uncertainty around the Fed, it seems like we got some walk back today from some of the Fed heads. And that should modify things a little bit. If we look at our today's option expiry date, so we did a lot of option writing today. If you can see some of the names that we've got in the portfolio now: United Health, Cigna, SAP. We got put today on some SAP, so we wrote some calls the next few months. Akamai is a name we like. Ericsson is a name we like very much. It got beaten up. We actually wrote some puts for April at $10, right at the market. We took 65 cents, 6.5% in premium. I'll take that any day of the week. If you look at some of the other sales we had today, Cheesecake Factory that we bought in the $37 range, we sold today for $42.82. Lots to move in the portfolio. We sold 8,000 shares of Discovery there, as you can see, and we rolled that today into, where are we here? On the buy side, we got some Viacom, Paramount, so that sold off pretty aggressively, and we bought that into the portfolio today. So lots of movements all around. The volatility presents opportunity here, and that's really the focus in the portfolio these days, is to be very active, looking for opportunities. There's how we close the day. S&P 500 ETF down about 0.2%, with the NASDAQ leading the way down. When we look at some of the individual sectors, obviously technology took the hits. Semiconductors, big loss in the day. And for such a risk-off event, bonds still having trouble rallying. We kind of look at top end of things. We can see crude oil up on the second month, down a bit on the first month. And in certain terms, as other risks off, the Canadian dollar a little bit weaker. But again, you see bonds here, the 10-year and the 30-year yield right there, only rallying 1 or 2%, really immaterial for, potentially risk off. And the other part of risk off there, too, gold, struggling now against 1900. It's going to probably take a move to get us going through. So our bull and bear picks of the week, within the technology sector, we're really trying to find names that have, good dividends, low PE, well-established, mature companies, don't have a lot of issues. IBM to us is older technology, making the move into new technology. It's a name that we liked a number of months ago when we were back in this area here. We actually dumped it right in here, and now it's starting to get attractive again. So IBM was one of the names today we were adding to the portfolio. We'll continue to add into weakness here. There's a really well-defined trading range, as you can see here, over the past year. 52-week price target in the low 140s, so down in the low 120s. There's a pretty attractive risk reward. relative to the S&P 500. It's come off its recent highs, as you can see, not as cheap as it was a few months ago, but getting into the middle part of the trading range on a relative strength basis and getting a little bit oversold. So those are some of the things we like to look for in our bull picks of the week. Don't miss this week's edition for the next 2 months, Berman's Call virtual roadshow. So Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to tune in. Go to our YouTube channel. You can watch it all there. You can watch it live on our webinar series. Sign up at Prosper Experiential Media or through the Berman's Call blog or my website, etfcm.com. How about our bear pick of the week? What are you thinking here? Well, there's a number of names that we're very concerned with at this point. What's overbought, what's overvalued. When we look at what we're worried about, it continues to be the overvalued tech names. Now, we're not cheap yet. We haven't hit the likely bottom here. We had talked about that we get to a buy point somewhere in the $40 to $50 range. We're still in the mid-60s. When you look at the performance of the names within this ETF today, you can see some of the names that just are taking it on the chin, where these high multiple stocks just can't hold the bid. One of the names we're start to like in $10 to $11 a range is Palantir for sure. But some of the names we're more concerned about, Shopify comes to mind. CRISPR starting to get attractive to us. We like it below 50. We've written puts there. Materialize, we like in the mid-teens. Zoom Video, I wouldn't touch until it's close to half of what it is today. And Tesla maybe around $400 is where we get interested. So a lot of these high-flying names, still a lot more downside. And for the most part, they're still in a void. Have a great week, everyone.